We do not want that president. We do not want this government. Adani is now facing warrant of arrest from the US courts over allegations of corruption. Mr. Lice is far much interested in loans. It is his appetite and desire to eat more loans is what pushed him to that level. They need 17 billion more for their Haiti team. 104 billion just to transit from NHIF to... I'm still trying to catch up with the reality that there are things we thought we were done with, like the illegitimate authority in place today. And it's still there, still coming to address us. I don't know on what issues, but anyway, that is what we want to talk about. We want to find out if whatever our illegitimacy in terms of presidency is doing is actually what is supposed to be done by a sitting president that has that legitimate power given by the people to do so. So today we had opportunity to hear the president give the State of the Nation address. And there were a lot of issues that he talked about. I do not know how to classify them, but from the very beginning, I just think we didn't have a State of the Nation address. What we had is more of a political rally that has been actually transferred from now the Kasarani Stadium to the Parliament. So it was more of a change of location, but the political rally remained the same. Because the issues that he talked about are basically Kenya Kwanza manifesto progress. But if you look at maybe what our constitution talks about in terms of State of the Nation, the guy didn't discuss anything in relation to that.
I can agree with you.
Yes.
And okay, we were supposed to have like 2 events today. Though I don't know what happened with the other one. There was rumors of a demonstration that was supposed to be happening also. The same day, occupying Parliament. I don't know what happened, and the public decided to, maybe postpone, because I saw some posters there.
There are a few who went, and people like Shad were actually arrested. I do not know if they are released as we talk now, but they are still in, because I know this kind of government can't release you just upon arrest. More so when they know so well that the reason why they are doing so is to put that kind of fear and intimidation on people. So they are unlikely to release those guys. But we are still here to push it on, and we are not relenting, because as far as we are concerned, we do not have a legitimate president. He lost it on 25th of June, and he has not. I don't think if he will recover that.
And I saw part of the State of Nation.
Yes.
And of course there were some critical concerns. And do you really think he was trying to gain back the public? Because the way he addressed the speech, it was more of trying to praise what Kenya Kwanza has done. And but if you come back to the reality, it's like these are two opposite things. So it's like the president is living in his own planet, while Kenyans are also living on their own planet. Because what is said and what is being done on the ground is totally opposite. Like what do you think about now? Just basically, was it like trying to, I'm trying to win back the masses in an aspect that I'm promising them, yes, we are still on with the Kenya Kwanza manifesto, and the government is still dedicated to ensure that the Mwananchi gets the best from this government as promised.
Okay, looking at the content of the speech, what I can say is that number one, if the president was to be truly capable of facing the reality of what a State of the Nation address should be, then the issues that he ought to have talked about were actually left out. Because if you look at our constitution, you can see that what a president should do during a State of the Nation address. And one is that he should report once every year. He reports in an address to the nation on all the measures taken and the progress achieved in the realization of the national values referred to in Article 10. So if you check at Article 10, the national values that it should refer to are issues to do with patriotism, national unity, sharing and devolution of power, rule of law, democracy, and participation of the people. Part B talks of human dignity, equity, social justice, inclusiveness, equality, human rights, non-discrimination, and protection of the marginalized. If you come to Part C, it should be about good governance, integrity, transparency, and accountability. Then lastly, should talk about sustainable development. So if you look at that speech that he gave today, if you want to talk about patriotism, if you want to talk about national unity, those are the things that he ought to have addressed. Because as we speak today, in terms of national unity, then I don't see any reason a president should come to the parliament to address us. Because actually right now, there is no unity nationally. We do not want that president. We do not want this government. We are not even ready to have a dialogue with the kind of parliament we have today. We are not ready to have a dialogue with the presidency. So the president as a symbol of unity, national unity, that is something that is lost. It is not there. So that is why he had to deviate from issues of such to now start telling us issues of chef, mbolea, you see? And then he talks of, now it comes to
the Danny deal, of course.
The Danny deal, you know, because he knows so well that if we were to talk about, again, when we talk of now, the rule of the law, the rule of law and people are being abducted left, right, and center, you know, there is no rule of law. The police brutality is high, overboard. So the president didn't have details of what he should address the people about. That is why I said that it was more of a political rally that has been shifted from Kasarani now to the to the National Assembly.
National Assembly,
yes.
Of course, So one of the biggest issues like right now trending on concerning the state of, let's assume that was the state of nation now.
Why should we assume? But that it was not
based on the government standard.
But we have a constitution that should guide us on what a state of the nation is supposed to be, and so giving him that opportunity to hijack the constitution and use it in his own ways that fit his desire. Actually, that is basically the reason why it is even more of a reason why we still have him there, because he has been manipulating the constitution to fit his own narrative. So basically, the president didn't talk about anything in regards to State of the Nation address. What he had is a Kasarani propaganda and a manifesto relaunching.
So we can talk about the Kenya Kwanza address.
Exactly. So let's just talk about Kenya Kwanza address.
The state of Kenya Kwanza
actually, because if you look at our constitution, it says that the president can address the nation once every year or any other time that he may want. You see? So maybe this one is now the part of any other time. But basically has not addressed us in terms of what the State of the Nation address should be. So this was any other time. but not the State of the Nation address.
Exactly.
So we can discuss in terms of Kenya Kwanza manifesto.
Okay. So now let's talk about the State of Kenya Kwanza address. Huh?
Yeah.
Now, of course, there is a topic that is trending right now from the address. Huh?
Yeah.
Now, of course, the biggest issue that is of the most concern is the Adani deal. Of course.
Yes.
We can say maybe, thank God, at least now the Adani deal has been dropped. But now there is a mixed reaction. Huh? There is a mixed reaction between, there is a mixed reaction on the public on what are some of the reasons why the deal was, rejected totally.
Yeah.
Because I've been checking on X. I'm sure you've been going through your X.
I see.
And some people tend to say that, hey, the demonstrations have been working.
Yeah.
But come on, hey. if you try to assess everything, like the sequence of the events, it doesn't really make sense if we can say that the demonstrations have been working. And of course, now the public have fought, and it's a win to the public. Yes, it's a win to the public, but is it really the reason? Are the demonstrations the reasons why the deal was dropped?
Okay, I would say that demonstrations, if at all, there is a reason to believe that demonstrations impacted this decision, or rather contributed, then it would be about 1%.
1%.
1%.
Right, yeah.
But the bigger issue is actually, because if you look at previously, just the day before the State of the Nation or State of Kenya Kwanza address, we know that Adani is now facing warrant of arrest from the US courts over allegations of corruption. And so you know so well that Mr. Lice is far much interested in loans. Yes, ever his appetite for loans has never stopped. And and I don't think if it is going to stop any soon. So because he had seen that the repercussion of continuing to be in bed with the Adani group is going to cost him the international reputation to gather more loans. He had to step aside and divorce himself from that kind of relationship. And so because of the now we see a situation where US now is coming into this issue to now start issuing warrant of arrest against Adani. He had no choice but to protect his appetite for loans.
Of course,
So it is not about the demonstrations that led to this, because you look at today morning, we see the minister, the secretary, the cabinet secretary for energy, Opiyo and I, how he was chest thumping that Adani, the Kenyan Adani is not the US Adani, you know. And then come by afternoon, then we see a turnaround of events regarding the same matter. And this was just in the morning. He was giving his statement in regards to this, as far as what Adani deal is concerned. And Opiyo and I was very clear that the deal is intact and it is moving on as planned. Anything to do with corruption allegations against Adani are not related in any way to their deal with Adani in Kenya. So when you see Ruto coming in the afternoon to tell us that he has cancelled the deal with Adani, it is not because of our demonstration efforts.
Like, we really have to be realistic, honest.
Exactly.
Yes, we would wish that the demonstrations could
have worked.
Played part like maybe 80%.
But it is not the reality.
To be honest,
it is not the reality.
It is not. Because now I'm also like, you can try to reflect back. Even during the finance bill demonstrations, reject finance bill. I mean, the president was so adamant to
look at how he came out at night, addressing the nation. You see, he didn't even have his.
No, he was not addressing the nation. He was addressing the terrorists.
Oh, exactly, the terrorists and. So you see, he was so adamant, and he didn't see that the issues that people have been talking about were of national interest. The issues that pushed people to go to the streets were very, very pertinent to that extent of now encroaching the parliament. You see, he had to come out and claim that the peaceful protesters who had gone to parliament to stop the finance bill from being passed were now terrorists. So basically, to him, Kenyans are terrorists as far as the demand for just governance is concerned. So when you see him coming back now to tell us that he has listened to us, and that is why he is cancelling the Adani deal, that is just purely rubbish.
Exactly.
Rubbish. It doesn't sit well with the people who actually went to the streets to fight for their citizen rights. That is just basically trying to, it's manipulation to make them feel a bit hard, so that they can stop their further agitations, you see, because he knows so well that there is that constant anger that is still continuing, and so he has to find a way of trying to manage it. So he's doing everything he can, but he doesn't want to accept the fact that people are doing the right thing. You see, that is why he had to hide behind. Now he just got an opportunity, by the way, because now the US courts have decided to come out clearly on this issue. So this was just an opportunity for him to hide behind that, so that he can at least win the hearts of few people. But the many of us who are seeing the reality, we can see that this was not really his concern. Our voices don't concern him, you see.
And you know, there is something else you can actually just try to read the patterns. The president is so adamant and determined. So far, like we have seen various bills and policies that he has been really fighting hard to push. And you can ask yourself a question like, if he decided to reject the bill, let's be factual. There is no demonstration that has happened seriously after the reject finance bill. So if we can say it's about demonstration, which demonstration really made him to feel like, hey, I'm listening to you guys?
Actually, I would say that most of the wins that we got out of the demonstrations were offset again by his decision to even the same people that were kicked out of ministries due to basically they are incompetent. Due to that kind of incompetence that they showed, they were returned back again. And it was more of a cabinet reshuffle.
Exactly.
So and those are the things that people thought that their demonstration, their anger on the streets gave them as benefits. The benefits of their demonstrations were about maybe now that firing the whole cabinet. But we see a situation where the people that were fired were brought back, which means the policies that these people were pushing never changed, because they came back to push the same agenda of the government that people were fighting against. So today, you're telling me that our demonstrations made him
come on. And any time Ruto decided to pull down or to surrender because of maybe the public outcry, most of the time it has always been like encountered with a serious force, like we can say like right now. If you can look at the sequence of the situation, US calls out Adani, and now they're facing criminal charges. US calls out to, it has sent a strict warning to any party that wants to deal with Adani. And now think about it. If now US has intervened in this situation, and the president decides to reject the bill, to reject the deal. Therefore, it means that he faced some serious exerting forces that made him.
Just like I said, because actually I saw in the newspaper that they need 17 billion more for their Haiti team.
You see? And we already spent more than 2 billion. It's more than 2 billion.
So which means that they need US more than US needs. No,
exactly.
They need US more. Because without US, then their team is done in Haiti. So he knows so well that he needs money. Just like I said, it is his appetite and desire to eat more loans is what pushed him to that level. So it's a deal for him to let Adani go so that he can continue enjoying the fruits of gathering loans.
Because now the masters have talked.
Yes.
The masters have talked and now he has to act. He has no option.
He has no option but to surrender.
He totally had no option just to...
That is the reality. So for me, people are trying to make this about demonstration. No, I don't question the power of demonstration, but let us be realistic with the tricks that this man is playing. That is what we should be much aware of, because it is this kind of tricks that will let us down our tools so that he can continue managing us illegitimately. Something that ought not to be happening today. This man ought to have gone long time ago. And because of such kind of tricks, he still has opportunity, because I know there are some people here who are now at least celebrating. They are happy that they did something and it has paid off. But the reality is nothing has paid off. Actually, this should even make people more angry to the fact that they need to realize that the president is not able to listen to them. Yet, they are the people who gave him the power. Here is a case where he's ready to listen to international players more than the citizens, who are the sovereign people who gave him that authority to act on our behalf. So I think that's something that should make people more angry, very angry. It's not about them that made Ruto to cancel the deal. It's about US. So if Ruto loves US more than you, how does that make you happy? How does it make you happy?
We have to ask ourselves those questions.
That is the reality.
And you can also think about it. Like, are we that? Is it like do we lack like serious intelligence service in our nation to the level that Adani has to be called out internationally, so that the government can decide to reject the deal? Because before even today, Adani still has a case in India. They still have a case in India. There is another country in Europe that I think they also have a case.
I don't know, Sweden or which country?
I think Sweden or something of that. If it's not Sweden, Australia also. So like, do we lack, like, is our level of intelligence that low that we cannot even realize that we don't even need to partner with these
No, I don't think we lack intelligence. I think our national intelligence is quite advanced to the extent that they are able to identify the corrupt like them so that they can enter into deals. So it's not about lack of intelligence, but it's about using intelligence to their own favor, to their own interest. So they use that power of intelligence, that data they collect, they use it to further and advance their corrupt deals. That is why they are able. They know so well that these guys are corrupt, and because we are in a government of corrupt people, we can't mix water with
blood or
with paraffin or whatever. Darkness and light
they cannot mix.
And so they have to look for the same category of people, just like them. People who will be ready to listen to them and keep their dark secrets. Because facing somebody who is clean concerning a deal that is shoddy, then Shady, it basically means that you are exposing yourself.
Exactly.
And this government is corrupt to the core. Then they would have sat down long time ago and revisited the matter, and would have cancelled the deal almost 3 months back.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So the Kenya Kwanza is all about populism. Yeah. They do not want to accept the fact that they have failed. So they want to continue with the narrative that they are working so hard, coming from a situation where we were, I don't know, what was it? If at all Uhuru's government was that bad. But how would you make it a case every other time that you want to talk to us? Yeah? Every time you want to talk to us, you have to remind us about the previous government. You see, as if that is what we elected you for. You know,
always looking for
it is always about we came from a bad
government.
Exactly,
a previous
bad. It's always bad. Previous bad. So, but what is it? Good thing? Is there anything good that you are doing?
Exactly.
That people can talk about? There is totally nothing, because today, concerning the issue of SHIF, SHA, then it now again translated into now Taifa Care. So it's no longer SHIF,
SHA, he, who,
she. Now it is Taifa Care. So what is it? What is it? What is this thing?
Yeah.
Because it keeps
on changing.
Yeah, it mutates every now and then.
And you have to remember, anytime they change the name, we have to spend money.
Exactly.
It's very expensive.
So it means that every time a name is proposed, actually, when somebody postulates a name to this so even coming up with a name costs us money.
I don't have this data, but if you have it, please kindly show us. You know, it cost the government a lot of money just to change from
104 billion, around that.
104
billion. 104.
Just to change.
Yeah, just to transit from NHIF to.
So we can remove the N and add S, then leave H, leave I, leave F. No, remove F. So we can have she, just to add S and remove N and F.
Cost us
how much?
104 billion.
Jeez.
So today he's telling us about Taifa Care, something that we have never heard.
Yeah.
I do not know where Taifa Care has come from, you know. But today we have Taifa Care, guys. It's no longer SHIF. And that is how this government operates.
Yeah.
That is how this government operates. So they keep on coming up with new issues, and the new issues are all about spending money. And the money they spend comes from people's pockets.
Yeah.
You
from
see,
the taxes,
it is your income, that little income that they keep invading. They invade that little income that you have just to change the name from NHIF to SHIF. Now from SHIF to Taifa Care. So I do not know how much Taifa Care has already cost us. But what I know is people are going to suffer.
Of course, the reports will come. We are waiting for the reports, definitely.
That is the reality.